Out time. Let's get it done.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the MegaMets podcast. Tonight, it's AEW New Japan's Forbidden Door, which happens tomorrow night from the Scotiabank in Toronto.
Surprising that AEW and New Japan are actually doing this. Nice. This is going to help the best of both worlds, and it's in Toronto, of all places.
This will be available on Fight TV, your local pay-per-view providers, and if you're lucky enough, Dave & Buster's and your local AMC theaters will be airing this.
Dave & Buster's, of all places? Jesus Christ.
They and the AMC theaters have a working relationship with AEW.
Well, at least that works out. That I can get behind.
We don't have the structured card as of yet, but one match we do know that is going to start us off is an Owen Hart Cup women's first-round match that pits ROH Women's Champ Athena against Billie Starkz. In the pre-show.
That's new.
They did this tournament last year, but they wrapped it up by Double or Nothing.
I see. That is to be expected. That is verily to be expected.
What are you taking to win this one?
I'm looking through the card now, going all the way down. Okay, so can you tell me what it is again? Because it's not on the card.
It's on the Wikipedia page.
Of course they have to add in the wiki. AEW Forbidden Door 2023. Okay.
It's Athena against Billie Starkz.
Athena against Billie Starkz. I go with Athena.
Same here. Now, the rest of the card is going to be a little muddled up since I don't know how they're going to structure it. But
only time will tell on that one.
Points from least to greatest. I think the next matchup will be the men's first round. Satoshi Kojima against CM Punk. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Huh? Punk in the open card? Well,
Punk on the second match, you mean?
That's what I meant. Essentially the open card.
That's a surprise.
Well, I'm just going based on how this could pan out. I mean, I get Punk's one of their top tier talents for AEW, but keep in mind he's also extremely divisive.
Extremely divisive and a bit controversial in some ways.
Case in point, the promo he pulled on Collision last week.
How could I forget that?
I mean, bad enough he and the Elite are on constantly butting heads. But Punk just learn to shut up at times. That said, given the Kojima's the New Japan dad level on the card, he's an open card legend, despite all he's done in the business. The company. I'm gonna go Punk.
I may as well go on Punk too. He's done so much, and yet he gets shafted one way or another. Hopefully, after today, that doesn't happen again.
I mean, after tomorrow.
Yeah, after tomorrow.
Next up, Adam Cole versus Filthy Tom Lawlor.
Oh my!
Apparently, that's going to be Tony Khan has had this harebrained idea that for MJF, Adam Cole to get AEW a crack at the title against MJF, he's going to have to be his tag partner for a bit. I'm not sure how.
Which I don't know how that's going to pan out either way.
Anyway,
it may go very good or go very bad. What do you think?
I don't know. Anyway, his opposition, the leader of Team Filthy Tom Lawlor.
Wow. Forget a name is Filthy Tom, I swear.
Well, he was always known for fighting dirty in the MMA circuit.
He always was. But to see him doing this in style, that's going to be a surprise.
I've seen him work in Major League Wrestling.
And it's never a painful thing, isn't it?
I'm going to give this one to Cole, actually.
All right. Then I'll have to give it to Tom Lawlor. Sorry, but Filthy Tom's going to have to dominate this one today.
Next up, Les Suzuki Gods. Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki against Sting, Darby Allin, and we don't know. I'm guessing it's going to be Shingo.
So basically, it's a 6-man tag match.
Right. Sting and Darby are going to announce their partner tonight. I still believe it's going to be Shingo tonight.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is Shingo, because if it is, my money's on that.
Same here.
Kind
of ironic up until tomorrow, Chris Jericho and Sting have never gotten in the ring one-on-one with each other.
They never did during the WCW days.
I know, and I just find that kind of odd. I mean, and that's even when you take into account WCW had a strict weight class, put a weight limit, put a glass ceiling on Jericho's potential for most of his WCW run.
Yep.
And even when he did move up to the heavyweights,
he was pretty much pushed down.
Yeah, Bischoff didn't give him much.
Because Bischoff may know what he's doing, but sometimes he's a bit of a buffoon.
Yep. Moving on. For the AEW Women's title, New Japan Strong Women's Champion Willow Nightingale challenges Toni Storm.
This might be an interesting match.
True. Toni has been basically kind of a bitch since she turned heel, but then again, we all knew she turned heel at some point.
Yeah, she would. If she can pull it off, I got no issue.
True. And as for Willow, she's the overly plucky babyface. Having seen
overly plucky? I'd say
happy, energetic, always gets the crowd behind her, that kind of babyface.
I see.
However, with the fight that's going on between the Outcasts and most of the AEW original ladies, I'm not sure if Willow's cut out to take that belt off her. Is she? Yes. But will she? No. I'm giving this one to Toni to retain.
I'm doing it the same way.
Next up, 4. The All Elite International title. Orange Cassidy gets caught in a fatal 4-way. His opposition, ROH World Champion Katsuyori Shibata, PWG World Champion Daniel Garcia, and New Japan World Television Champion Zack Sabre Jr.
You got a modium of talent out for blood. It's going to be interesting.
For Orange, this will be his 25th defense of that belt.
25th? Don't you think by this point it should have just ended right then and there?
At least he's doing it at a much faster, more consistent pace than it took Roman to get through 29 challengers.
Yeah, true.
And he's done it all on his own. He's never needed his kin, and thank God the bloodline's falling apart next week.
Excellent. The bloodline was good while it lasted, but all good things, no matter how tough they are in life, have to end.
Yep. I'm just questioning that when Roman and Solo win next week, which Uso's going to the hospital? Is it going to be Jimmy or Jay?
I don't know.
Because we all know that's going to be the case next Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
If any one of these 4 men is going to win, I'm going out on a limb. I'm giving this to Garcia.
You're giving it to Garcia. I'm giving it to Shibata. Remember, this is a fatal 4-way, so they each have a 25% chance.
Yeah, but also keep in mind, even if Shibata and Zack get pinned, their titles stay put. It's Orange that's on the line. And even though AEW has the...
Yep, which means Orange is going to have to work his butt off to win.
A PWG in their pocket, they don't even let Daniel Garcia come out with the PWG World title.
I wonder why.
Yeah, that always bugged me. When Jeff Cobb and Bandino held the PWG title during their Ring of Honor stints, they never brought the belt with them either. But then again, any Ring of Honor champ at the time, when the PWG promotion was still in the Freedom Hall out in Reseda, Excalibur never let them bring the PWG title on the Ring of Honor television.
I find this to be strange and a bit underwhelming.
And a bit selfish on Excalibur's part.
True.
I mean, you want people outside of California to get Pro Wrestling Guerrilla recognition outside of DVD swapping and sale at indie promotions? Dude, let whoever the champion is carry the belt around with them. I mean, Zack did.
Yeah, it would also bring good exposure. You need the exposure if you want your product to thrive.
I mean, when Zack was PWG World Champion, he won that title, whether he was in New Japan or in what culture / Defiant.
I truthfully miss Defiant, to be honest.
Same here. Damn you to hell, Vince, for basically poaching all their talent, and damn YouTube to hell for the massive amount of budget of revenue cuts.
Yeah, because to these morons, YouTube is considered like Westing's considered violent when it's not. Oy.
Hi, Ref. You want to come, Raphael? Do you want to join us for this?
Are you sure you want to bring a guest for this? Because I wouldn't mind having it 2 ways. But right now, let's move on to the next at hand.
Oh, right. Sorry.
That's
Anyway,
fine.
10-man tag.
10-man tag. I've seen some crazier stuff than this.
Blackpool Combat Club, Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, and Konosuke Takeshita team with Shota Umino to take on the Elite, Hangman Page, the Young Bucks, and the duo of Eddie Kingston and Tomohiro Ishii.
Interesting.
I'm giving this to the BCC because there's only one guy that can help the Elite take down the Blackpool Combat Club. But again, like you and I have stated, he's not coming into All Elite until August. We all know who that is.
Yes, we do.
Kota Ibushi.
Yes, indeed.
You taking the Blackpool?
Yes, I am taking the Blackpool.
Fair enough. Now let's get to the 4 that really threw me for a loop. First up, IWGP World Heavyweight title on the line. Sonata defends against Jungle Boy Jack Perry with Hook. With the way they've been booking Hook lately, they're going to turn him heel at some point.
It's not a matter of if it's going to happen, it's when.
I meant Jungle Boy, sorry.
It's not a matter of if it's going to happen, it's when.
Yeah, and who knows if it's going to happen for Bindor or the later date. Either way, Jack wants gold, but to prep Sonata for the G1, I don't see it happening in Toronto. I'm giving this to Sonata.
I agree. Sonata deserves that win. Give it a bit more time before they can actually get that done.
Mm-hmm. Moving on to MJF defending the AEW World Heavyweight title against Hiroshi Tanahashi. Talk about a contrast of characters.
A very big contrast, if you know what I mean.
On the one hand, you have the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi, the penultimate babyface, the guy who rescued New Japan in the 2000s, pulled it out of the depths of hell, and brought it to the heights of heaven.
And on the other side, you have this motherfucker.
But on the other hand, you have the devil himself, MJF, a guy whose character work and charisma are well beyond his years, no matter how grudgingly you admit that fact.
I'll admit one thing, MJF is good.
As a character or as the wrestler?
As both. If the wrestler knows how to pull it off well enough, then it's a bit of both.
Well, for me, it's more of MJF as a character. I mean, sure, he's come a long way. He is the guy in All Elite. The problem is, as Adam Cole has pointed out, he's a fucking coward. Even Tanahashi has called him out as a coward. I mean, look at how Max has had to hold on to that title or get it. Brass knuckles at Full Gear on Moxley. Had to clock Danielson in the face with an oxygen tank at Revolution.
That's madness.
And then he basically tricked Darby into hitting the coffin drop on the Sammy while the belt was sandwiched between them.
Wow, that's a lot. That is truthfully a lot.
MJF is the devil. And do you bet against the devil in this case? As much as I love Tanahashi, I can't bet against MJF in this. I'm taking him.
I agree.
Considering the last few times you actually bet against him.
Yeah, but this time I already placed my bets.
And considering that Tanahashi's pretty low in the card as it is in New Japan these days, it makes sense to...
Yeah, he needs a little bit of a boost.
Yeah, but unfortunately, this isn't it.
I agree.
Next up, the dream match people have salivated for. Bryan Danielson, American Dragon, Rainmaker. Bryan Danielson versus Kazuchika Okada.
You got two of the most talented people in there, and they're gonna blow the house down.
Two of probably the greatest wrestlers of their generations.
And nothing can be topped. I mean that.
Mm-hmm. Danielson says that facing him, Okada will be walking into a desert. Okada wants to make it rain everywhere.
Of course he does.
How will this pan out? Fuck it, I'm pulling the silver buck out.
Bring out the silver dollar. It's time for the coin of fate.
Heads, Danielson. Tails, Okada.
Flip it.
Heads, I'm going Dragon.
Sorry, but I'm also going the Dragon. I grew up watching Bryan Danielson wrestle, and he has something very, very special. And that's
He did
what
a lot
makes
of
him
tape swapping
so...
with Ring of Honor.
Not to mention in WWE.
Huh. Yeah, I did the same with Bryan and when I got my Ring of Honor account and watching some WWE. But recently, Okada has been my fix for New Japan. But in this case, his era is running its course at this point. I'll take the Dragon.
Let the Dragon roar.
Finally, the main event, or at least what I'm sure will be the main event. The IWGP US Heavyweight title on the line. Will Ospreay looks to take vengeance for what happened at Wrestle Kingdom against Kenny Omega.
This is it. Yep, a 60-minute match. Knowing how this is going to go on, anything can happen.
The last time these two went at it, Ospreay had the weight of the company on his shoulders. He got busted open and fell.
That's got to be pain. That's got to be the most painful thing possible.
Relatively hostage for the last 5 months, having only defended it once in that stretch. Omega goes into this heavily distracted. Don Callis stabbed him in the back.
Betrayal.
Stabbed him in the back.
Betrayal.
Kenny will not. This will be mentally the opportunity we'll need because Kenny is at his most vulnerable. Let me grab something.
Like what?
Tomorrow night, when I hit either Dave & Buster's or the AMC Theater, I'm going to be I haven't put this on in almost a year since I bought it to preserve the autographs on it, but I'm going to be flipping this out.
What? That shirt? Oh my, this will prove to be interesting.
So I'm going to say it. Will Ospreay may be walking out in with nothing, but he's walking out with everything. Crowns up!
Of course.
Your pick.
So you chose Kenny
Ospreay.
Omega, huh? Ospreay,
No, I chose Ospreay.
Well, this is tough to decide since both of them are talented. I would go for Kenny Omega, but
like I said, all the story factors stack the deck against him.
I know. My vote's also on Will Ospreay.
Then throw him up.
Throw him up indeed.
That's all we got for tonight. Leave a comment, smash the like, sub to the channel. Thank to anyone who was in here to listen to tonight's episode of the MegaMets.
Yes, indeed.
Megaman and G, Mets 2128, signing out. Sub to both our channels. We must bid you adieu. Goodbye and good night. Bang!
This will prove to be such fun.